There is a small Japanese word of only 6 letters called Ikigai. This single word explains why some people reach 100 years of age feeling fulfilled and peaceful, while others spend their entire lives feeling lost, empty, and disconnected from themselves. In this video, I'll show you how this ancient Japanese principle helped me finally understand my purpose. But before we begin, make sure to subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and activate the notification bell so you don't miss the upcoming videos. Now, let's get into it. On the island of Okinawa, Japan, you'll find more people over the age of 100 per square meter than anywhere else in the world. And do you know the surprising part? Their secret isn't genetics. It's not their diet. It's something far deeper, something most people in the modern world have completely forgotten. When I discovered this, everything shifted for me. For years, I chased goal after goal. I achieved things, earned money, hit milestones. Yet there was always this strange feeling inside me, like something important was still missing. Have you ever felt that? That quiet emptiness, even when life seems to be going okay? Then one day, I came across this ancient Japanese concept with a simple name, Ikigai. And honestly, when I truly understood its meaning, it felt like someone switched on a light in a room that had been dark my entire life. But before I share how it changed me, you need to know something shocking about the modern world. Do you know what percentage of people actually feel fulfilled by their work? Only 13%. A huge global study revealed that 87% of people spend around 8 hours a day doing something that brings them no joy, no meaning, no sense of purpose. And every year, anxiety and depression continue to rise. Even though we have more comfort, technology, and convenience than any generation before us. Why? Because we lost something essential, something many Japanese people never lost. And it has nothing to do with productivity hacks or magical morning routines. It's something much simpler and much more profound. Ikigai. This word doesn't translate perfectly into English, but the closest meaning is your reason for living, the thing that makes life worth waking up for. But here's the first shocking twist. Ikigai has nothing to do with follow your passion, do what you love, or find your dream career. In fact, the Western version of Ikigai is almost completely wrong. Whenever someone in the West talks about Ikigai, they immediately show that cute diagram with 4 circles. What you love, what you're good at, what the world needs, and what you can be paid for. But guess what? That diagram wasn't Japanese at all. It was created by an American coach. It has zero connection to the original Japanese idea, and that was my first major realization. We in the West have an obsession with turning everything into a method, a formula, something you can optimize and hack. But Ikigai doesn't work like that. In Japan, Ikigai is something much softer, deeper, and more personal. It's about finding joy in the little moments. It's about waking up and having a simple, meaningful reason to get out of bed. Your Ikigai might be tending a small garden. It might be cooking breakfast for your kids. It might be greeting your neighbors each morning. It doesn't have to be big or dramatic. This reminds me of a story told by a researcher who spent years studying Okinawan centenarians. He met a 98-year-old man who walked to the beach every single day to pick up trash. When asked what his Ikigai was, the old man simply said, "To keep my beach clean for the generations after me." That's it. No fancy job title. No heroic mission. Just a small, meaningful purpose. This made me rethink everything. I was searching for my Ikigai in big achievements, in the perfect career, in a huge life-changing project, in some grand dream. But the real Ikigai was quietly hiding in the small moments of everyday life. And when I stopped searching and just started paying attention, everything began to change. But wait, because here's the part that shocked me even more. There's another Japanese idea directly connected to Ikigai, Moi. When I learned this, so many things suddenly made sense. Moi is a lifelong group of friends formed in childhood. They meet regularly, support each other, and stay connected through every stage of life. And here's the crazy part. Studies show that people who are part of a Moi live, on average, 7 years longer than those who are socially isolated. Why? Because Ikigai isn't something you discover alone. It's something that grows through community, connection, and shared purpose. Meanwhile, in the West, we suffer from something else entirely. Extreme individualism. We glorified the self-made man, the hero who needs no one, the lone wolf who does everything by himself. Japanese philosophy teaches the opposite. In art, anthropologists who spent 15 years studying the world's longest living communities found a common pattern. Everywhere from Okinawa to Sardinia, people in their 80s and 90s were still active and still contributing to society. According to his research, the secret is simple. Don't retire from life. Don't stop being useful. Continue adding value in some way, no matter how small. That made me question something huge. How many people do you know who retired and suddenly began to decline? As if they lost the very reason they existed? This happens because we treat work and life as separate worlds. You work, and one day you stop working so you can love. But in the concept of Ikigai, there is no such forced divide. Your purpose doesn't end at 6-5. And came the biggest turning point in my own life. Realized I had built my identity on job titles, achievements, and external success. But what if all of that vanished tomorrow? Who would I be? This question stayed with me for weeks. Finally, I decided to run a 30-day experiment. I would try to practice the true meaning of Ikigai in my daily routine. No formulas, no diagrams, no hacks. Just attention to the small things that genuinely brought me joy. And do you know what I discovered? My Ikigai wasn't in my career. It wasn't in my big goals. It wasn't in achieving something extraordinary. It was quietly hiding in the simplest parts of my day. I started realizing that my real purpose was hidden inside the small things I did almost automatically. Like spending 15 minutes every morning, watering the plants on my balcony, explaining something to a friend who was struggling, or cooking for someone I cared about. These small actions, small contributions, and simple moments of connection made me feel something real. And this led me to an even deeper discovery. The word Ikigai is made of two parts. Iki, which means life, and Gai, which means value or effect. So Ikigai simply means the effect your life has on the world. It doesn't need to be something huge. You don't need to change the entire planet. It can be the positive impact you have on one person, your family, your neighborhood, or your community. What matters is that it is real, genuine, and true to who you are inside. But here comes the difficult part. In our modern culture, we measure success with numbers, salary, followers, likes, views. But Ikigai cannot be measured. It is not a number. It is an internal feeling of purpose, meaning, and fulfillment. This is why so many people who achieve financial success still feel empty inside. They reach all the numbers, yet they lose connection with their Ikigai. The Japanese have a phrase, wo mitsuketa, which means I found my reason for living. Notice something. It's not I chose it. It's not I created it. It's I found it. As if your purpose was already inside you, waiting for you to slow down and notice it. But there is a huge obstacle that stops most people from finding their Ikigai. And that obstacle is rushing. The rush to grow fast in your career. The rush to earn more money. The rush to achieve goals quickly. The rush to become someone important. But Ikigai works in Japanese time, not Western time. In Japan, there is a concept called Hansei, which means deep reflection and honest self-evaluation. They take real time to think about their actions, their values, and the impact they leave behind. When was the last time you spent even 1 hour doing nothing except reflecting on your life? No phone, no rushing, no distraction. We often think it's a waste of time because society tells us time is money and productivity is everything. But this mindset is what slowly kills us from the inside. The Japanese have another expression, mono no aware, the awareness that everything is temporary. Nothing lasts forever. And because everything is temporary, every moment should be lived deeply. This is not sadness. It is wisdom. When I started applying this in my life, everything changed. Instead of chasing the next goal, I began to enjoy the process. Instead of focusing only on the result, I started finding joy in the journey. And the surprising part is, I became more productive, more creative, and more fulfilled, not because I worked harder, but because I finally felt aligned with something bigger than my personal desires. A Japanese psychologist who studied Ikigai for over 20 years said something that completely changed my perspective. Ikigai is not something you own. It is something you cultivate. Ikigai is like a garden. It needs daily care, attention, and patience. And that is why most people give up halfway. They expect Ikigai to appear suddenly, like a magical moment of enlightenment. But in reality, Ikigai grows slowly through daily actions. Ikigai is waking up every day and asking yourself, how can I contribute today? How can I be useful? How can I add a little value to someone's life? And many times, the answer is simple. Now comes something that may sound surprising, but is very important. Sometimes your Ikigai has nothing to do with your profession, and that is completely okay. I met a corporate executive who found his Ikigai by teaching poor children how to play chess on weekends. I met a housewife whose Ikigai was caring for abandoned dogs. I met a retired man who found his purpose by making origami for hospital patients. Society tells you to follow your passion and turn it into a career. But this can be a trap. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is keep your job as a job and find your Ikigai somewhere else. This does not make you less successful. It makes you more complete, because Ikigai isn't about being extraordinary. It's about being genuinely yourself. So after everything I've learned, what is the most important lesson? You don't need to turn the world upside down to find your purpose. Maybe it's already inside the things you do without noticing, the moments that bring you quiet satisfaction, the small ways you help others. Maybe your Ikigai is the coffee you make every morning with love, the way you listen to your friends, the way you take care of your plants, the way you teach someone something new. The world pressures you to be extraordinary, to be special, to be different. But Ikigai teaches something deeper. There is beauty in being ordinary with purpose. In the end, this might be the true Japanese wisdom that can change your life. Stop searching for your purpose outside. Start cultivating it inside, every day, with patience, attention, and gratitude, because Ikigai is not a destination. It is a way of walking. And you? Have you ever stopped to notice the way you walk through life?